Today, let's take a big look at a box of Koss headphones. Let's start with the HVX. It's actually an extremely lightweight headphone. You've got the cable going in on one side and going out the other over the headband. It's got a very elegant suspension strap and a very good set of sliders. Overall, I'm very happy with the entire design and build of this headphone. As you can see, it has what appear to be very similar to the Porta Pro drivers. We've got some aftermarket over-ear foam ear pads. My ears are actually small enough to fit inside these, so it's very comfortable, combined with the lightweight and the low clamping force. Very good headphone. I have to say, the sound of these headphones is actually really not bad at all, because, well, Koss Porta Pro drivers. So, you've got a bit less bass than the Porta Pro and a little bit more treble. So they are analytical, a little bit sharp, but overall a fun, colored, clear kind of sound with a little bit of tone correction. I'm not surprised that these have a little bit of a cult following. And of course, the artificial wood decals. Yeah, neat little headphone. I like it. What's next? Let's just pick one at random. Ah yes, another fake wood decal, the Tech 2. These, by comparison, are very heavy. They've only got one single headband piece. Ear pads are both completely flat, but I should be able to get a half decent listening impression out of these, so let's give that a go quickly. Yeah, so they're extremely uncomfortable, not just because the pads are flat, but there's extremely high clamping force on these. I'm not a big fan. Oh yeah, look, you've got the mic mount. Not for a microphone, but for mic. I don't know how he's going to mount there, but there we go. Yeah, the sound of these isn't great. The balance, tonal balance, is good, but the resolution is poor. I think, from a technical point of view, yes, they're probably fairly good for monitoring because you get a good broad frequency range there, but I wouldn't use it for critical listening or music enjoyment these days, unfortunately. But maybe that it does improve with better pads. I doubt it. Resolution doesn't really change from pads. Anyway, that's that one. We have, oh, look at this. Another artificial wooden decal, the KO747 with its volume controls, its single headband, which reminds me of the Pro 44AA or whatever it's called. Yeah, this one looks a bit older than the others. Similar weight to the Tech 2, so quite a heavy one. And we've got different drivers in there. I'm not exactly sure which ones. The foam's deteriorated, which gives us a little peek inside. But there seems to be quite a big acoustic lens going on. This one's also missing its headband, but that's not going to really change my impression of these because they do feel and look very much like the horrid Pro 44A or Pro 4AA. Wow, these are actually surprisingly quite decent. Yeah, got the little mono stereo switch as well. They're heavy, they're uncomfortable, but they sound good. Like, I don't know, very similar to the Pro 4AA, but in a good way, taking all the best aspects of that. Yeah, I think for a Koss lover, they could be a good one. So those get a little bit of a pass. Oh, here's a wild card for the next one. So we don't actually know if these are genuine Koss or if these were OEMs, because they are the Heritage 1010 or 1010 stereophone, and we've seen these under different names. So they have been OEM. Koss has a history of OEMing headphones, so it could be that these are just kind of rare and they were such a low-end model that no one really cared. But yeah, it's heavy, plasticky, probably a paper cone driver from what I can see. Yep, even a small paper cone driver. Pads in fantastic condition, which is good to see. But that's what you expect from a bit of vinyl. And the typical Koss plug. Let's give these a listen. Yeah, typical paper cone driver, no sub bass, very low resolution, and that sort of warm, soft, very, very smoothed out attack on every single note, which is what you get from paper cone drivers. Very few of them actually sounded anything close to resembling a high-end sound. So yeah, these join the ranks of the average and below average paper cone drivers. What is going on here? That's interesting. Yeah, it does come out. Okay, the headphone did in fact arrive like this, so that's wrong. Let's fix that. There we go. Bam. Much better. Oh, we've actually had a look at this one before, but I'd like to whip it out again. The Koss HV99, where is it? Interfunk. So yeah, one of the Interfunk OEMs. I think I did an entire video on this one, and because I quite liked it. So let's have a quick listen to it again. I put my own foams on these to get maximum bass. Let's see if that's still the case. Yeah, these are very good. Again, I don't know what drivers are inside. It reminds me a little bit of the HVX, so it's a good headphone. This foam is ridiculous. We need to put some different foam on these because the bass is way too strong. But other than that, with a bit of tone correction, these are extremely enjoyable. Again, a good Koss. Yeah, so these are semi-open back, or I guess these would count as fully open back in the days. You've got at least not infinite cup rotation, which is good. A little bit of resistance too. Some simple sliding and the headband. Yeah, like usual with these types of Koss, not a lot of headband clamp and fairly lightweight, which makes these a good foundation for a successful vintage headphone. There's a lot to like about this one. All right, since we're already riding the OEM train, here's another Interfunk. The KH100, which looks almost exactly like the Tech 2 in basically every single way. Headband, I think, is slightly different from the cut of the vinyl. Oh, again, another shout out to Mike, wherever he may be. I'm not sure what drivers are inside, but it's probably the same as the Tech 2. Yeah, same weight, same pretty much everything. Let's give these a listen. Yeah, we're missing sub bass, we're missing resolution, and we're getting a very kind of shouty treble and mid-range. And I'm pushing these quite hard onto my head to, you know, make sure I'm getting a decent seal, which unfortunately I think you need to push incredibly hard to get a really solid bass seal. Otherwise, they don't compete with modern headphones or even the best Koss headphones, which actually do have the bass. So yeah, very similar to the Tech 2. Not a fan. And finally, we have the K6LC. Looks like there's something missing from both sides. Let me quickly Google that. No, that's exactly how it came. There was no sticker here. That's this is what you get. That's the headphone. So you've got the volume sliders, which is very retro. The old we've got one good pad and one bad one. Probably it was stored incorrectly because it still has its integrity. It'll still work. We've got a very strange pure foam head padding, which is completely stiff, almost completely stiff now. It feels like that kind of rubber that they put on some children's playgrounds, but a little bit softer. Yeah, very strange. No Koss branding on the plug. A little bit lighter than I would say the Pro 4AA and the Tech 2 and the Interfunk. Yeah, so it's a middleweight. Let's try it out. Oh, immediately when I put it on my head, I noticed the typical vintage cuppy seashell effect. Immediately, I can hear that. Yeah, I think that might be the worst one of the bunch. It's extremely cuppy, very shouty upper mid-range, no bass, extremely bad resolution. Other than that, the wear and comfort and everything else is pretty good. So it's completely let down by its bad sound. Anyway, I think that's it. That's all I've got for now, for today. So that was just a little deep dive into some old Koss that I had lying around. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.